Welcome to Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go. This video uses AI narration to present our original book analysis.
Oh, cool.
Today we're going deep into The Truths We Hold,
Okay.
the memoir by Kamala Harris.
All right.
She's a senator, former attorney general of California.
Mm-hmm.
And this book, kind of gives us a peek into her journey, her dedication to justice and equality,
Yeah.
and what she sees for America's future.
It's really interesting to see, how all her experiences, even starting with her family, shaped her approach to leadership.
Right.
And all the challenges she's taken on.
Yeah, right from the start, she talks about how influential her parents were.
Mm-hmm.
They were both immigrants and super involved in the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
And it seems like that really instilled a strong sense of justice in her, and a drive to make things better.
Definitely.
There's even this story about her as a toddler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, demanding freedom.
Wow.
I know, that's such a powerful image, right?
Yeah, it really shows how these ideas were just part of her world from the very beginning.
Yeah, and beyond her family, the Rainbow Sign Cultural Center in Oakland played a big part too.
Oh, how so?
Well, exposed her to all these prominent Black leaders and thinkers, so it really broadened her perspective.
That makes sense.
Because she was constantly around these amazing trailblazers.
Yeah.
Then you add in her multicultural upbringing, moving from California to Montreal, going to Howard University.
Right.
All those experiences must have contributed to her viewpoint,
Absolutely. You can definitely see how those experiences laid the groundwork for her later work, like when she started her legal career.
Right.
She interned at the Alameda County Superior Courthouse, but she wasn't content with just being any prosecutor.
Yeah, she wanted to be a progressive prosecutor, right?
Exactly.
What did that actually look like in practice?
Well, it meant focusing on fairness and preventing crime, not just punishing people after the fact.
I see.
She saw truancy as connected to public safety, looking at the bigger picture. She even started this program called Back on Track.
What was that?
It was to help nonviolent offenders reintegrate back into society.
So she was already thinking about the root causes of crime, not just the symptoms.
Exactly.
And she brought that same approach to the mortgage crisis, right?
Oh, absolutely. She took on those big banks and secured billions in relief for homeowners in California.
I remember reading about that story where she questions a banker.
Oh, yeah.
And she asks him, haven't you ever known somebody who was proud of their lawn? It was such a simple question, but it made you think about the real people behind all those statistics.
Yeah, for sure.
And it shows how she can connect with people while tackling those big, complicated financial systems.
Right.
You can see that commitment to equality and her strong support for marriage equality, too.
Definitely. Officiating that first same-sex marriage in San Francisco after Prop 8 was overturned.
That was such a huge moment.
It was.
It really made her a champion for marginalized communities.
Yeah.
Like immigrants and DACA recipients, especially with all the challenges they faced under the Trump administration.
That's true.
So you see this constant focus on justice and equality in her professional life.
Mm-hmm.
But she also gives us a glimpse into her personal life in the book.
In what way?
Well, she introduces us to her husband, Doug Emhoff, and their blended family.
Okay.
And it's clear how important her family is to her, even with such a demanding career.
Right.
She even shares these little anecdotes.
Oh, like what?
Like losing her black pants before a work trip.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
I know, right? Those balancing act moments that so many working women face.
Absolutely.
And yet she still makes time to cook Sunday dinners for her family.
Really?
Yeah. It seems like that's a grounding ritual for her.
Yeah, I get that.
A way to find connection and joy amongst all the chaos.
You're sure?
Those personal stories really help you understand her leadership style better, too.
Oh, tell me about it.
Like her mantras, test the hypothesis, embrace the mundane, fight for the people. They aren't just slogans. They're how she approaches things.
I see.
Like really pragmatic and action-oriented.
Yeah.
They give you a look into her values and how she handles problems, all shaped by her own experiences and that commitment to justice.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of challenges, she really digs into some of the big issues facing America.
Oh, like what?
Like economic inequality, the opioid crisis, disparities in healthcare.
Wow, so she doesn't shy away from the tough stuff.
No, not at all. She actually emphasizes how important it is to acknowledge these struggles.
To face those hard truths head on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about her solutions? What does she propose?
Well, she gets into those too.
Okay.
She talks about investing in infrastructure, making childcare affordable, and reforming healthcare. These are like huge systemic issues that impact a lot of Americans.
And I'm sure, given her background, that criminal justice reform is a big focus for her too, right?
Oh, absolutely. She draws on all her experience as a prosecutor to talk about things like mass incarceration and the need for change. She really wants us to rethink what justice means and how we can create a fairer system for everyone.
And she doesn't just talk about racial injustice generally, does she?
No, not at all. She gets into specifics.
Like what?
She advocates for things like implicit bias training for law enforcement.
Okay.
And pushing back against the gay and trans panic defense.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's basically a legal strategy that tries to excuse violence against LGBTQ plus individuals.
Oh, wow.
By claiming the perpetrator panicked when they found out the victim's sexual orientation or gender identity.
Wow.
And of course, she champions policies that directly address systemic racism.
So it's about going beyond just awareness and taking concrete action.
Exactly. Taking steps to dismantle those harmful systems.
It takes a lot of courage to challenge things like that.
It really does. And she doesn't stop there either. She tackles climate change and cybersecurity, too.
Oh, wow.
She recognizes them as national security threats that need urgent action.
It seems like she's always facing these high-pressure situations, you know?
Yeah.
Yet she's incredibly resilient.
You can tell that for her, it's more than just a job.
Right.
It's like a calling, a responsibility to use her position to fight for those who need it most.
But even with the seriousness of all these topics, she still manages to include some lighter moments.
Like what?
Like the story about when her staff met Doug for the first time. They called it AD after Doug.
That's funny.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It makes her seem so much more human, more relatable.
For sure.
But it also shows how much she values the people in her life, both personally and professionally.
Yeah, those relationships are so important, especially when you're going up against powerful forces.
Right. And she talks about the support she's gotten from her family, her mentors, her team.
Yeah, they all helped her navigate those challenges.
It reminds you that leadership isn't about doing it alone, you know?
Right.
It's about having a strong network of people you can rely on. And then there's that really personal story about her mother's battle with cancer.
Oh.
It's such a powerful account of loss and grief.
It is.
It makes you think about how fragile life is.
Yeah.
And how important it is to cherish the people we love.
For sure.
But even with such a big loss, she doesn't stop fighting for a better future.
That's really inspiring.
It is. That's the powerful message that comes through in this book.
Yeah.
She carries her mother's legacy with her, driven by service and justice.
It's amazing.
And through her story, she encourages us to do the same.
What do you mean?
To be involved in shaping our future.
Right.
Just speak up against injustice and never give up on fighting for a fairer world.
It's a powerful message.
It really is.
So what are your big takeaways from the truths we hold? What really stuck with you?
That's a great question. You know, what really resonated with me was...
Her story is so inspiring, especially seeing how she's used her platform to advocate for those who need it most.
It's a powerful reminder that each of us can make a difference, no matter how small.
Right. It's about finding our voice, standing up for what's right, and never giving up on the fight for a more just world.
Exactly. So if you're looking for a book that will challenge you and inspire you, we definitely recommend The Truths We Hold.
You can find a link to purchase it in the description.
And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into thought-provoking books. We're here to help you nourish your mind wherever you are.
Until next time, keep those mindful moments going.
Yeah, it's that fighting spirit, you know, that really comes through in The Truths We Hold.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see her journey from those early days in the civil rights movement to becoming a prosecutor and always advocating for people, for those who really need it.
And it makes you think, right, how those experiences really shaped her approach to these complex issues. I mean,
oh, absolutely. She's faced so many challenges, but she never loses sight of the people, you know, the people she's fighting for.
Right.
It's a powerful reminder that we can all make a difference.
Yeah, no matter how small.
That's the message that really sticks with you, you know? To be active, to speak truth to power, to never stop fighting for a better world, a more just world, a more equitable world.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
The Truths We Hold has been, well, it's been a really eye-opening deep dive for me.
Yeah, me too.
Kamala Harris's story it's just a testament to the power of perseverance, to compassion, and that deep commitment to justice, you know?
And it's just amazing to see how she's used her platform to help those who need it most.
Right. It really reminds us that we all have a part to play in building a better future.
Yeah, no matter how big or small our contribution may seem.
It's about using your voice, embracing challenges, and fighting for what you believe in. So if you're looking for a powerful read, a thought-provoking read, we highly recommend The Truths We Hold.
You can find a link to buy the book down in the description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into interesting books, thought-provoking books, you know? We want to help you nourish your mind wherever you are. Until next time, keep those mindful moments going.